Hey patrons, I never expected to bother with this subject, but what the hell? I gotta hit 11, right?
The moon is in the solar system, right?
That's what they want you to think.
In the solar system, there is no wind, right?
Really? But if there's no wind in the solar system, what's moving those clouds? And why is this on the weather report? Cover up exposed!
So how is this flag moving?
It's not. That's a still image. Really though, what do you mean exactly? Do you mean just because it's kind of rumpled looking? Yeah, that's because the fabric is creased from the trip, and the bar holding it droops a little bit thanks to an imperfect latch, and of course the moon's gravity is a lot less than on the Earth, so it's pulling down on the fabric less, letting it keep that wrinkly look more easily. You can see that a lot better in this picture from Apollo 17. Now check out the video of them planting it. There's no motion in that flag except what's coming from the astronauts shaking it around as they struggle to drive it into the dust. And as the flag shakes around, you can see the delayed movement due to reduced gravity, and you can also see how the fabric itself is kind of stiff and creased and not really flopping around the way you'd expect soft cloth to, even in low gravity. Even though that rumpled look doesn't even look like motion to me, you can tell for certain by looking at these two pictures of Buzz Aldrin saluting it, where between the two frames there's clearly no motion at all. But can I ask a weird question though, and kind of an important one, I think? See, I don't know a lot about this moon landing conspiracy stuff, but I was always under the impression you guys thought this was done on a soundstage. So why would this flag be waving in the wind on a soundstage?
This is a footprint that was left in space by Neil Armstrong.
Okay, neat.
But this is his suit.
It's part of it, with one very relevant part, or I should say two mirror versions of the same part, conveniently missing. The boot you're seeing there is not the outer lunar boot, it's part of the pressure suit. It's called the PGA boot. The boot you see in the moonwalk photographs is the lunar boot that fits over this boot, which you can see right here, next to the PGA boot. And I'm pretty sure that after 50 fucking years, the conspiracy theorists are all aware of this, and yet they still go on about this apparently. Or at least you do. That's absolutely ridiculous. Fix your shit, dude. But again, there's a really important question here, which is, if they were gonna film video of people hopping around a soundstage leaving footprints with big giant moon boots, and taking and publishing close-up photos of those boots and the footprints from those boots, why would they make an entirely separate set of completely and obviously different tiny boots with completely different soles from the close-up photographs of the footprints in the dust, and show those off as if anyone would be fooled? Why would they deliberately do this? I really am gonna need you to explain to me why you honestly think they would carefully craft and show off two completely different sets of outer lunar boots and then fake the moon landing footage using only one of them, making the other one a complete waste of time, totally counterproductive to publish, and just absolutely pointless. Honestly, man, I never realized this moon landing conspiracy stuff was so infuriatingly inconsistent and stupid.
The real fake footage of the moon was deleted, says NASA.
Do they? Is that a direct quote? Next you're gonna tell me that clapboard's evidence.
Only pictures were shown.
Pictures of what? Apollo 11? That's what your photoshopped clapboard there says is a hoax, but I just showed you video from Apollo 11, so that can't be what you mean. Or do you mean from Apollo 15, which is the mission you took this photo from? Could you maybe specify what you want to talk about? Anyway, I guess we can just talk about general Apollo video fuck-ups. So some of the high-quality raw video from Apollo 11 that was stored on backup tapes was most likely overwritten later so the tapes could be reused, because the fucking idiots working there assumed that, hey, the broadcast went fine, and there's recordings of that, right? So why do we need to keep the tapes? It's frustrating enough to make my eyes bleed. But that doesn't mean the footage is missing. It just means it's not available in as high a quality as it otherwise could be. So you have the videos. You can watch those if you're interested. There is even a higher quality restoration in 2009, not from the original tapes, but from good quality recordings from various sources. Either way, there were not only pictures of Apollo 11, so that's not what you're talking about, even though that's the only one where the issue was deleted footage. So other video failures, well, Apollo 15 didn't have one, there's video of that, so I'm not sure why you used a picture from that. Apollo 12's video camera was accidentally destroyed, so there was no video from the surface. That's probably what you mean when you say only pictures were shown, but then the deleted footage thing doesn't make any sense. I really think you're mixing up issues from Apollo 11 and Apollo 12 here. But later missions flew with backup cameras just in case, and there's video of those. So if you want footage of moonwalks, just watch those, or the Apollo 11 stuff, or I don't know what you want.
I wonder why.
Because there was a fuck-up on a mission? A fuck-up that was fixed on later missions? This isn't rocket science.
To trick you.
To trick me about what? There's plenty of footage of moon missions, just not that one. What is the lack of footage from the surface for a single mission supposed to trick me about? It doesn't imply the other footage is fake for some reason, so, what's the allegation here anyway? Is it that NASA lacked the budget to film a moon landing video that time around, so they had to wait a couple missions to start up production again? I don't know, there's no argument presented, so moving on, I guess.
They have gone to the moon 6 times.
And it shows a picture of 666, of which 6 falls decidedly short. And it's not a very surprising number when you only have a total of 7 attempts, making a mere 8 possible numbers of successful moon landings, between 0 and 7. But I guess maybe the incredibly common number 6 is generally considered evil in these circles, which makes it real easy to find stuff to be scared about.
Illuminati!
Couldn't ask for a more satisfying ending. Well, that was an interesting first look at a topic I've never bothered to look at before. It was mind-meltingly stupid. See you in the next one.